Hi, my name is Rutais, and this is a video response of the chapter 4 of Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. In chapter 4, Scott examines the use of panels in time and space. Um, so, our eyes are trained to see the photography and other substantial art series in a single image in a single instant of time. We assume that in comic books, when a single panel, the dialogues in a single panel, lasts only a couple of seconds, but the conversation and dialogues actually take half a minute at least. So the concept of time in comic books is quite different, and Scott is here to elaborate that. Now, panels in comic books are can be drawn in different shape, and that can affect the perception of passing time. The artist can choose to straighten the panel or minimize panel. It can affect time whatsoever. Um, Panels in comic books can sometimes be silent and can tell a whole story without any sound. Hence, sometimes you need captions that kind of get the to enhance the storytelling, to enhance the reader's experience of reading. Um, Time in comic books leads to sounds and motion. That's right. So we have motion lines, or some people call it zip lines, that are these messy, choppy lines that are exaggerated to show motion, to show effect of a moving person. For example, a person is going to raise his fist, and there will be a lot of zip motion around that movement, or a person running, and they too will have a lot of zip lines to show that the person is in motion. um, Comic books, in this chapter, Scott also tells us that there are bubble shapes as well as sound effects also affect the hold power and can affect the reading experience of the reader. Now, Scott introduces this term called as polyptych, which says that a figure imposed in a moving background. Like, suppose a person is moving in his house and he's in the kitchen and he wants to go and get the tea to his to the living room. So the change of background, the moving background, is what's called a polyptych. Um, Scott also introduces this concept of bleeding or borderless, which means when the panel of the comic book kind of runs off to the edge of the page, it is showing to give the effect of the timeless space. So when comic books use the term bleeding or borderless panels, in that kind of cases, the time is no longer contained, but it rather sets the mood and the emotion of the place. Um, there's also one more thing that Scott tells us is the Japanese concept of stationary subjective motion, where the reader is involved in the experience of the motion. It enhances the experience of the motion that the character is doing. So, in conclusion, what Scott is trying to tell us in chapter 4 is that time in comics should be as simple as 1 to 3 seconds, but it's really not. It takes much more longer than what we assume the time in comic books happens to be.